Hello friends, let's crack UPSC Civil Service Examination in English with Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform. I am Mohan Krishnamurthy from Bangalore. I'm a geophysicist, author and a teacher. I have a teaching experience of 12 years and a research experience of 15 years. I'm going to teach you geography, environment, current affairs and disaster management. I have authored Just Periodos Volume 1 and Volume 2 for UPSC and other state service examination, and just my contact details, Telegram channel name as well as my Unacademy link. Please don't forget to follow me on Unacademy as well as in my Telegram channel. You'll get all the relevant materials for the UPSC examination. If you join Unacademy, you'll get daily live classes, structured course, live test quizzes, dedicated doubt clearing session, unlimited access where you can watch anytime, anywhere. You can learn from all the top educators like me, friends. Please download the Unacademy Learning app today and don't forget to subscribe. Presently working as Associate Professor of Geography, Bangalore University, and I'm environmentalist wherein I'm trying to publish book using recycled papers. I'm part of various afforestation and waste management programs in the country, and I'm an advisor to various countries on disaster management. Friends, you can learn from top educators like me, and you can see all the topics of mains examination are covered in detail. Every subject will have multiple courses where you can learn from your favorite teacher or you're from the popular teachers. Please go for Plus or Iconic. In Plus, the most popular are 12 months and 24 months. Go for 24-month subscription. Using my code, you'll get a discount of 10%, friends. So you'll get a discount of 10% and the final amount will be 57,600. It's a very good price, friends. So comparing the offline prices, so this is a very good price for the 2 year. That is for 2 year, all the subjects, prelims, mains, interview, including the classes, test series, unlimited practice, structure schedule, everything. So if you're interested in Iconic is something very important, friends, wherein a mentor will be allotted to you. A mentor will be a constant coach, will guide you and motivate you in every step of your preparation. So many students lack answer writing sessions. They lack answer writing in the mains examination. So they don't clear mains easily and they get very low score. For those kind of student, Iconic subscription is very important, wherein a mentor will help you to improve your writing skills. When your writing skills are improved, chances of clearing mains is very high, friends, and you can get very good score as well. So please go for Iconic subscription. It will help you in study tracking, answer writing skills. You will be able to write very good essays. They'll help you in other aspects of the examination. So you'll be getting a personal coach, daily mention question answer series, dedicated current affairs, study planner, and personalized feedback in Iconic. So please go for Iconic, friends, for 24 months. For 2 years, it is 99,000. After using my code, you'll get 8,900, friends. So friends, please don't forget to attend my special class on climatology, geography and environment and current affairs, as well as subscription classes on environment. In today's class, I'll be starting with solar system. Solar system is one of the very important topics in the UPSC examination, friends. It is relevant to all the examination. All the examination in the world, they last one question from solar system. So this is one of the most difficult topics as well, because there is no clarity among the students as well as the faculty members. So I'm going to discuss with you solar system. So I'm a geophysicist, author and a teacher. So you're going to get a very good perspective about the solar system, friends. So please come up with the word solar system. Sun and its system is called as solar system. Our solar system was formed 4.6 billion years ago from a giant molecular cloud called nebula. So these nebulas are made up of gas and dust, which collapsed under its own gravity to form large star systems. So numerous star systems like this were formed from nebula. So nebula is a giant molecular cloud from which the gas and dust coalesced due to mutual gravity. They all collapsed under its own gravity to form various star systems. So these star systems are called as solar system. One of them is solar system. You can see this is a solar system here. You can see this is a solar system. Similarly, there are so many stars that are formed. So stars are nothing but hot ball of hydrogen gas. The hydrogen is the most abundant chemical element in the universe. The most abundant and the lightest element in the universe is hydrogen. So these hydrogen gas clump together under gravity to form stars. So around stars there will be large amount of gas and dust which slowly coalesce due to gravity to form planets, asteroids, comets, meteors, etc. We can see sun in the center and all the other celestial objects orbiting it. All these celestial objects were formed due to dust and rock fragments and minerals and gases coalescing due to gravity. Please watch it again, friends. You can see sun in the center. You can see planetary disk. You can see large number of protoplanetary disks were formed here around the star, and all the minerals, dust, rock fragments will coalesce due to gravity to form, combine due to gravity to form celestial objects. So please notice this. So sun slowly gained sufficient mass as well as result because of a nuclear fusion, and it blasted off most of the other gases. Most of the other gases were blown out, and as a result, most of the gases were thrown out by the solar wind. As a result, our inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, are basically rocky planets. And whereas all these gases which were blown out were collected by the other planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. That is the reason the four inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, are inner planets. They are rocky planets, whereas Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are gas giants. So Sun initially gained sufficient mass through nuclear fusion, and it blasted off the rest of the gases away from the center of the solar system. So please notice this, friends. So that is the reason we have inner planets and outer planets. They are separated by large asteroid chunks called asteroid belt, which are between Mars and Jupiter. So please notice this, friends. Sun in the center, and you can see the four rocky planets here, which are made up of rocks, minerals, dust, and they are very, very dense. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. They are separated by asteroid belt. Asteroids are large chunks of rocks orbiting between Mars and Jupiter. You can see here large chunks of rocks. These asteroids were leftover parts of the planets. After the formation of planet, the remnants are called as asteroids. They are large chunks of rock. They are orbiting the sun. After that comes Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus here, and Neptune here. You can see here. So they are all gas giants. They are mostly the accumulation of gases that were blown out by the sun. So these are all gas giants, friends. Please notice gas giants. So largest is Jupiter, followed by Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Then comes Earth. Then comes Venus, then Mars, and smallest is Mercury, friends. All these are orbiting around Sun. So we can say heliocentric orbit. Heliocentric means sun-centric. So helio and sol are the two words used by the Greeks for sun. Sol, S-O-L, sol or helio are the two terms we use for sun. So sun and its system is called a solar system, and this is called as heliocentric. You can see all the planets are orbiting the sun here. So they're called as heliocentric orbit. You can see sun and all the planets are in the same plane. That means center of the sun coincides with the center of all the planets. So sun and all planets are in the same plane. You can see these are the celestial objects orbiting the sun. First four are inner planets, and the last four here are the outer planets. Each of the planets have their own orbit here. You can notice. Orbit is a path followed by a planet around the star here. In our case, it is sun. Please notice this, friends. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Then separated by asteroid belt comes Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. You can see here. The sun, 8 planets, satellites, asteroids, meteors, comets, and dwarf planets. Altogether, it's called as solar system. So if you take the mass of solar system as 100%, 99.8% is occupied by sun. You can imagine 99.8% is sun, rest is the other planets and meteors, asteroids, comets, etc. So please notice this, friends. So we'll see Earth first because Earth is our home planet. We can see Earth is rotating and revolving around sun here in an elliptical counterclockwise orbit. You can notice because of the elliptical counterclockwise orbit, sometimes it is close, sometimes it's very far. When it is close, it's called as perihelion, near sun. Far, aphelion, far sun. Perihelion, aphelion. So perihelion is near sun, aphelion is far sun. The average distance is 150 million kilometers. So this is called as astronomical unit, AU. So within the solar system, we use AU to calculate the distance between sun and planets. Okay, AU is astronomical unit, average distance between sun and Earth. So let's start with sun. Sun is our mother star, parent star, source of light and heat energy. It is a hot ball of hydrogen gas. The age of sun is 4.6 billion years ago. Sun was formed. So age of sun is 4.6 billion years, and sun is the yellow dwarf star. I'm going to discuss types of stars now. The diameter you can see here, and the circumference you can see here. Okay, the mass of sun is somewhere around 2 into 10 to the power of 30 kg. 2 into 10 to the power of 30 kg, and the surface temperature is somewhere around 5,500 to 5,800 degrees Celsius, friends. So sun is a hot ball of hydrogen gas. Inside the sun, we have core, radiation zone, and convection zone. The core is a region where the nuclear fusion where hydrogen is fusing to form helium, and large amount of energy is released. So inside the core, the matter is in plasma state. Matter is in plasma state. Please note this. Inside the sun is a core, radiation zone, and convection zone. 3 layers inside. And the surface of the sun is called as photosphere. The surface of the sun is photosphere. Photo means there is something that is visible to us. So every day when you look at the sun, this is the surface what you see, photosphere. So photosphere is the surface of the sun, and the 3 inner layers are core, radiation zone, convection zone. Above the photosphere is the chromosphere and corona. Chromosphere and corona are the 2 outer layers of the atmosphere. We consider them as solar atmosphere. Chromosphere and corona are considered as a solar atmosphere. On the sun surface, we can see large magnetic field variation. As a result, we can see sunspot activities, prominences, coronal mass ejections are the some of the events that we can notice around the sun. Please notice this, friends. Please notice how the matter that is in plasma state in the core during nuclear fusion, hydrogen is fused to form helium, and that comes out in the form of radiation through a radiation zone here. So this is a radiation. Once it comes to radiation, here the matter comes up in the form of convection here. So this is convection cell. You can see core, radiation zone, convection zone. Convection is vertical transfer of heat from bottom upwards like this. Okay, please see this. Core, radiation zone, convection zone. Then the surface is photosphere. The outer layers are chromosphere and corona. So these are the 3 inner layers and 3 outer layers coming from photosphere, chromosphere, corona, friends. So all of you know about sun now. Please notice sun and all the planets here, inner planets, asteroids in asteroid belt, outer planets. You can see these dust particles here. These are called as meteors. Comets are found in the Kuiper belt, which are found outside the solar system, or sometimes in Oort cloud. So there are certain planets which come under Kuiper belt. They are Plutoids. So we are going to discuss them, dwarf planets and all. First, let's see the inner planets, friends. What are planets? Planets are celestial objects which orbit the star. So in 2006, International Astronomical Union, based in Paris, they give 3 conditions to call a celestial object as planet. The first condition, it should be having an orbit around the star or sun. It has sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium, nearly round shape, and it should have clear orbit, and the orbit should be fixed for a particular planet. Okay, so these are 3 conditions. All the planets, Mercury to Neptune, fulfill this condition except Pluto. Pluto was the 9th planet earlier, and it was removed from the planet list because it didn't had a clear orbit. Its orbit was intersecting with Neptune orbit. As a result, the Pluto orbit was not clear. As a result, it was removed from the planet list, friends. So now you know why the Pluto was removed from the planet list. So what's the 3 condition? It should have an orbit around the star, sun. It should have sufficient mass to have hydrostatic equilibrium, and it has a clear neighborhood around the orbit. We can see the Earth here first, because we are taking Earth as a reference so that we can understand all the other planets here. So we know that Earth is tilted by 23.5 degrees. You can see this is the axis of the Earth, and every planet, just like Earth, rotates around its axis. Every planet rotates around its axis. You can see a globe. In my hand, you can see a globe. You can see how the Earth rotates. You can see the axis, and Earth is rotating around its axis. Correct? Just like that, please remember, friends, every planet has an axis, and it rotates around its axis. Axis is a line which runs from north to south, and our Earth is slightly tilted by 23.5 degrees. Because of this tilt, we get seasons. Correct? We get various seasons. So there is a change in the duration of day and night. We can see there's there's change in the ecology, environment. Correct? Weather changes occurs because of the seasons. So tilt is the reason why we get seasons, friends. Let's see the other planets now. So please notice Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. See the tilt of these planets here, along with Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. We can see Mercury as the lowest tilt or least tilt, 0.03 degree, or no tilt at all. You can see Mercury is the smallest planet and it has no tilt at all. As a result, it doesn't experience any season. We can say that. So you can notice Venus here. Venus has the highest tilt, 177.4 degrees. That means the Venus is not like this. It is like this. It's tilted by 177 degrees from the vertical axis, like this. As a result, the Venus appear to rotate east-west. The Venus appear to rotate east-west. Okay, please remember. Earth already you know. 23.5 degree. It is always measured from the vertical. 23.5 degree. Earth. Venus is how much? 177 degree from the vertical line here. As a result, the Venus appears to rotate east-west. What about Mars? 25 degree. Mars is 25 degree. What about Jupiter? 3 degree. Very less. Jupiter is also less. See what is Saturn? 26. You can see 26 degree. So you see Uranus 97. See 97.8 degree. That means like this. So Uranus is like this. It appears to rotate north-south. Uranus appears to rotate north-south. Please remember, Venus and Uranus you have to remember, friends, because Venus has 177 degree tilt. As a result, it appears to rotate east-west. Uranus has a tilt of 97 degrees, so it appears to rotate north-south. So whereas Neptune, you can see 28.3 degree, not much. Okay, so please remember Venus and Uranus, friends. Okay, largest is Jupiter, second is Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, fifth is Earth, then comes Venus, then comes Mars, and smallest is Mercury. You can see Ceres and Pluto. So these two are dwarf planets. I am taking them here for consideration, Ceres and Pluto. So I'll be mentioning them in detail. For now, please notice this. So all the important celestial objects with their rotation I am showing you here. Please notice Earth takes nearly 23 hours 56 minutes 4 seconds to complete one rotation on its axis. So that is 1 day for us. Correct? We call it as 24 hours. So if somebody asks you why do we have 24 hours a day? Because we are on Earth. And Earth takes 23 hours 56 minutes 4 seconds to complete one spin. It takes so many hours to complete one spin. So that's the reason we have 24 hours approximately. So all of you know now. What if you were on Jupiter? See, Jupiter has the fastest rotation. So it completes its rotation or spin in just 9 hours 55 minutes. So a day on Jupiter is just 10 hours, approximately 10 hours long. If you are from Jupiter, the day would be just 10 hours. Correct? Think about it. What about if you are on Venus? Think about it. Please imagine. If you are on Venus, so Venus is the slowest rotation. Its rotation is so slow, it takes 243 Earth days to complete one rotation. It has slowest rotation of all planets. 243 days to complete one rotation on its axis. Very, very slow. Please remember, friends. Okay. So 243 days to complete one spin rotation on its axis. So these two you have to remember, Venus and Jupiter. Okay. So Jupiter, fastest rotating. Second fastest rotating is Saturn. See, Saturn here. And slowest rotating spinning planet is, yes, Venus. So not to be confused with the orbit. So which planet completes the orbit first? Please notice this. Mercury is closest to the Sun. So Mercury is closest, so it completes the orbit first. See, closest. So as a result, complete the orbit first. Revolution first. Okay, not to be confused with rotation. So this is revolution here. Mercury completes the revolution first, orbit first. Then last one is Neptune. So Neptune takes the longest time. So as a result, Mercury is the fastest revolving planet here. You can notice. Neptune is the slowest revolving planet. So revolution is this, once the planet completes the orbit. Okay, Mercury and Neptune, please remember, when it comes to orbit, revolution around the Sun. When it comes to spin, this is spin. Okay, this is spinning or rotation. So which is the fastest spin? Jupiter has the fastest spin. Second fastest is Saturn. Whereas the slowest rotation is Venus. Okay, please remember, friends. Now, so please see inner and outer. This is asteroid belt. Asteroids are large chunks of rock. In this, Ceres is the largest asteroid. Ceres is the largest asteroid here. Okay, please notice asteroids. Large chunks of rocks which are formed after the formation of planets. They are leftover objects after the formation of planets. See, outside this Neptune is Kuiper belt. Here we have Pluto, Biden, Eris, Haumea, Makemake. All these are here. These are called as post-Neptune. After Neptune, so they are post-Neptune planets here. So Pluto, Haumea, Makemake, Biden, Eris, they don't have a clear orbit. So their orbit is not clear. As a result, they are called as dwarf planets. All those planets which do not fulfill the condition are called as dwarf planets. So there are 6 dwarf planets, friends. How many dwarf planets? 6. Pluto, Eris, Makemake, Bidon, Haumea, and Ceres. So I'm going to show you the photos later. So please remember, Ceres is the only asteroid which is considered as a dwarf planet. Now, so let's see inner planets first. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. You can see Mercury is closest to Sun. You can see here. So it is approximately 0.39 AU. So I told you average distance between Sun and Earth is called as 1 AU, 150 million kilometers. This is average distance. So can I say Mercury and Venus are very close to Sun? So they are less than 1 AU? Yes. And Mars is very far from Sun. As a result, more than 1 AU. You can see the distance here, friends. So all these are for our inner planets, rocky planet. They are made up of rocks, minerals, dust, which are combined due to gravity. So high density planets. Of this, Earth has the highest density. Please remember. Next comes outer planets. Outer planets, see, they are very far from the Sun. They are gas giants. They are like Jupiter. So they are Jovian planets. They are like Jovian planets, and since they are made up of gas, very, very low density. Of this, Saturn has the lowest density, friends. Saturn has the lowest density, and all of them have rings. Saturn has distinct rings, whereas Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune has faint rings. Faint rings. Now, see the dwarf planets, friends. Eris, Pluto, Haumea, Ceres, Makemake, Bidon. These 5 are Plutoids. Whereas Ceres is the asteroid. So for comparing with Earth, I am showing you Earth here as well. So how many dwarf planets? 6. So they don't have a clear orbit. As a result, they are called as dwarf planets. Now, asteroids. I told you asteroids are remnants of planets. They are minor planets. They are leftover objects after the formation of planets. So even they orbit the Sun, and they are found between Mars and Jupiter. So nearly 9,91,801 asteroids have been currently discovered. So please remember, friends, Ceres is the largest asteroid. It is considered as a dwarf planet. You can see an asteroid here. So what happens when an asteroid comes and hits the Earth? It can cause a huge damage, right? Earthquake, tsunami, correct? So life on the Earth might go extinct. So please notice this. This is the asteroid impact and the damage it can cause. See this huge earthquake will be triggered by the asteroid impact. So till now we have witnessed numerous asteroid impact, friends. So one of the largest being Theia. Theia asteroid led to the formation of Moon. Remember, in our Moon class, I have told you the asteroid Theia collided with the Earth, and that led to the formation of Moon. So in India also we have large number of asteroid impacts, and those asteroids have left behind a crater. And one of them is Lake Lonar. Lake Lonar in Buldana district of Maharashtra. It was found 50,000 years ago, and it is a saline lake. Because of this salinity, it has large number of bacteria called Haloarchaea bacteria. So because of which the color has turned into pink. The color of this has turned into pink because of the bacteria called Haloarchaea bacteria, friends. So recently, a Pune-based scientific organization have concluded that because of the bacteria in the lake, it has become pink in color. Halobacteria is the name of the bacteria. Halo. Okay. Now come to meteors. Meteors are nothing but dust and rock fragments that are floating in space. Large number of meteors are in our space, and whenever Earth orbits through them, so these meteors enter our atmosphere. So whenever asteroids collide, small chunks of rocks are ejected out of the asteroids. So whenever asteroids collide, there is disturbance between the asteroid belt. Large, small rock fragments are released. These small rock fragments are called as meteoroids. In space, they are called as meteoroids. These meteoroids, when they enter our atmosphere, they are called as meteors. Since we have sufficient oxygen in our atmosphere, they start to burn. So they are called as shooting stars. Shooting star. If the meteor survive the journey and fall on the earth, they are called as meteorite. Okay, if they survive the journey and fall on the Earth's surface, reach the Earth's surface, they are called as meteorite. You can see a meteorite here. It's a large chunk of rock, correct, which has broken from the asteroid. So meteors are basically dust and rock debris that float in space. So they enter our atmosphere. When they enter, they are called as meteors or shooting stars. Because of the presence of oxygen, they burn. Because of friction, because of presence of oxygen, they start to burn, giving us this kind of shooting stars, friends. So most of you might have seen in the night sky. So please remember, meteoroid is a correct word. in space. When they enter our atmosphere, they are called as meteors. When they fall on the earth, they are called as meteorite. Okay, meteorite. Now, comets. Comets are basically frozen objects of gas and dust. So they are mostly made up of carbon dioxide, ammonia, methane, and also frozen water. Frozen water. So it is said that comets brought water on the Earth's surface. So large number of comets fell on the Earth's surface in the initial days after the formation of Earth, and comets are the reason why we have water. That is one of the observations made by the scientists today. So comets are basically frozen objects made up of gas and dust. So they are very far from the sun, as their temperatures are very low. So they are basically frozen. So they are made up of carbon dioxide, ammonia, methane, water in a frozen form. So nearly around 3,600 comets have been discovered as of now, and most of these comets, when they come closer to the sun, because of the heat, they give us head and tail formation. You can see the head and tail formation here, friends. The head and tail formation is seen only when the comets approach the sun. Okay, because of the heat, gas and dust are released. Please see. So the recent comet that we noticed was Neowise. Neowise comet is a long period comet, nearly parabolic orbit. It was discovered on March 27th, 2020. So it usually comes every 6,766 years. So if you have seen this, so this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, friends. So it was discovered on 27th March and it was seen till last or first week of August. So it had a dimension of 5 kilometers, friends. So it orbits Sun. So Neowise was the recent comet that we noticed. Now, coming to this location of comets usually come from Kuiper belt around the solar system. Sun and all the 8 planets here are surrounded by a belt of rock and dust called Kuiper belt. Outside this Kuiper belt, there is another gas cloud called Oort cloud. You can see a Kuiper belt here inside. Around that is another gas and dust cloud called Oort cloud. Most of the comets come from these two, Kuiper belt and Oort cloud. You can see Sun, all the planets, Kuiper belt is here, and then this is the Oort cloud here. So most of the comets come from these two. So friends, we have completed all the important topics. Hope you have liked my class. Please like, subscribe, and share my video. And please don't forget to use my code MKUS or SP Mohan to subscribe. And you can contact me on this number and like, subscribe, and share my video. Thank you.